Hey everyone, and welcome to the Defining Your Life podcast, where we focus on living in our purpose, practicing presence, and activating our power in each moment. I'm Marsharelle, your resident pep talk provider, and I invite you to join me as we continue to learn, lift each other up, and strive to level up together. Because we are never finished defining our lives, and it takes a village, so let's build one. Stay tuned for the episode. Hey everyone, I hope that you had a great week and that you found some time to reflect on your current support philosophy and evaluate where you may need to change. Maybe some of you are content with how you show up in this area with a good balance between support and boundaries. And so, if that's you, I'd like to extend kudos to you. Showing up for others is an ongoing thing. Being an extra hand, a shoulder, whatever it is, lets others know that they are not alone, that someone cares and can be counted on. And sometimes a helping hand is simply a hand that's extended without the expectation of something in return. It's just a hand. Now, speaking of supporting others, I could use your support with a review, a share, a download, or a rating. I very much appreciate your listenership and pray that what I share is beneficial, enjoyable, and adds to your life in some way. And if it does, I'd like to hear from you. So don't be shy about leaving those reviews, sliding in the Defining Your Life DM, or simply leaving a comment on one of our outlets. I hope to hear from you soon. Now, it's no secret that sometimes life can get a bit overwhelming. And it can literally be the smallest thing that will take you over the edge and bring on that drowning feeling. You know what I mean? You could be going about your business, feeling pretty good, and out of nowhere, something happens. Or something else gets piled on your plate. And then all of a sudden, everything that you have to get done becomes magnified. Or your thoughts are so crowded that you can't even hear yourself think. Even though just yesterday, you had it all under control. Today, your confidence in crushing it has disappeared. What do you do when these moments happen in your life? Do you let a moment of overwhelm overload you? Or do you take a step back, evaluate the situation for what it is, and make a plan? Now, I am no planner. I always admire those who have every detail mapped out, those folks that are packed for a trip 2 weeks before takeoff, who have checklists organized by subject or by the quadrant of their brain. Sure, I make lists. I love lists, and I like to cross things off. But typically, the list is in no specific order unless I deliberately take my time and really think it through. My brain is just not naturally an organized place. And so even though I make a list, sometimes it doesn't really help me. And I may miss a thing or two or five, have to go back and figure it out, get frustrated along the way. Listen, I know my weaknesses, okay? And when I have a lot to do, or really it's when I have a lot of details to attend to, I get overwhelmed. And I don't know how it is for you. But underneath that is a feeling of fear, of not being able to meet the mark, of feeling like I'm subpar sometimes. And then that measuring stick comes out, right? Looking at how other people are able to juggle and manage a million things well, executing flawlessly, sans beads of sweat. And I'm like an octopus with every tentacle holding something, but I haven't figured out where I can put anything down. Nothing seems to have its rightful place. Having been in this type of situation many times, I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning how to manage some of the hefty loads that come our way. And honestly, the load isn't always hefty, but if we aren't managing what's on our plate well, it can get out of hand quickly and unexpectedly. So I hope that some of what I share today will help you navigate a moment of overwhelm before it becomes a season of overload. First, of course, accept who you are, but recognize that doesn't mean you can't improve. Not everyone is a project manager with an organized checklist ready to take on the world, and that's okay. But Can you try implementing some of those project manager practices to see if some version of this is effective for how you operate? Of course. It doesn't hurt to try a new way of doing things from time to time, right? You may not take everything from a specific structure, but put your own twist on it to make it achievable for you. It's like breaking your vision board down into those micro goals to make it achievable, right? So try this practice in your day-to-day. If there's something you need to get done, write down every step you have to take in order to get it done. And check those things off instead of just the big thing. Now, if you already create masterful checklists and you're organized and all that, it doesn't mean that you will avoid becoming overloaded. So once those lists are created, it's important to audit your list. Take off what you can. We've talked about this before, but this is a reminder that not everything on your list is necessary. So do the audit. Next, communicate what you need. Having assessed all that you need to get done on your detailed checklist, is it realistic that you'll be able to get it all done yourself? If the answer is no, or if the answer is, I could get it done, but I won't be able to get out of bed for the next week, then you need to delegate by communicating what you need to someone else. I have been working on this. It gets easier, but you have to take the step and not just accept when help is offered, but ask for it when it's needed. In the same vein, if you struggle with emotional delegation, as in sharing your feelings with someone, I, as always, encourage you to be vulnerable to lighten that load for yourself. Next, shift your attitude. Attitude really is everything. And if you don't have a good one, fake it till you make it. I was listening to the radio the other day and someone shared a fun fact that smiling tricks your brain into believing that it's happy. So I looked it up. And according to Dr. Savan Finley in a Better for Today blog post, quote, even forcing a fake smile can legitimately reduce stress and lower your heart rate. A study performed by a group at the University of Cardiff in Wales found that people who could not frown due to Botox injections were happier on average than those who could frown, end quote. I didn't make this up, y'all. It's science. So if you go to bed feeling down, overloaded, overwhelmed, wake up, start the day with a big, fat, fake smile on your face, or maybe a real one, and get about the business of changing your attitude. Because we don't have time to let trivial matters or a full plate stop us. We have things to do. And according to this study, we can trick ourselves into doing things happily until we actually are. Remember that we are imperfect individuals who are not going to be great at everything. That's why we ask for help and make lists to help us stay on task and remember things. And sometimes we might have a funky attitude, but that will never make us not be enough. And if we are actively working to improve and giving our best, then all will be well. God will strengthen you in your areas of weakness to make you a better version of yourself and make you believe in yourself where you once lacked confidence so that you'll be assured you are capable. But in order to become better at things, we must be faced with these minor to moderate adversities in our personal and work lives to stretch these muscles. How will we maximize our potential without the push? It will be uncomfortable, but there's reward on the other side. And that's what brings me peace, that no matter what, my all will be enough, and God will take up the slack to get me the rest of the way, no matter how long it takes or how far the rest of the way is. I'd like to leave you with a few words from Paulo Coelho today. Life has many ways of testing a person's will, either by having nothing happen at all or by having everything happen all at once. You will be tested from time to time. You may experience great overwhelm, some overload, and some failures along the way. But as always, Let's do what we can to manage and control the things we can. You got this. And if you don't, fake it till you make it. You'll get there. That fake smile we put on will help us get to the real one day. So get ready. Thanks so much for listening today. I'd love to hear about all the ways you stomp out overwhelm in your life and how your forced smile may have turned into the one that's actually real. So please share. I can't wait to chat with you all again next week. Take care until then.